Hey doing everyone, welcome along to this video. So this video is going to be basically my settings for AC EVO running triples. Obviously I've got what my sort of hardware is. Obviously running the three AOCs, which are 1440p monitors, a Ryzen 7 5800X3D, which I've undervolted, and an RTX 4080, which I've slightly overclocked. So I'm not going to sort of spend too much time. Anyone interested, I am running 32 gigs of Corsair Vengeance, I think it is, RAM, which is 3600 megahertz. That's running its XMP profile too, so an overclock on that basically. But yeah, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go into a video of me recording a lap pretty much, to show you sort of the real-time FPS. I recorded it on my camera because I didn't want to have Streamlabs running in the background because it takes a chunk of your FPS. You won't get a real-time sort of FPS value. So yeah, that's why it's a bit janky, the video. It's not the best quality, but as I said, you can see what's going on anyway. So right, so starting off, as I said, we're at the Porsche Laguna. Just keep an eye on the FPS, basically, as you see at the top of the screen. This is running through Steam layout. You can have the FPS counter and stuff and CPU. One thing I did notice as well, I'm noticing with EVO, because I'm doing a lot of online at the minute, certain tracks are harder on the GPU or your frames than other tracks. Like here with Laguna, this was qualifying, I think. There is cars on track. Obviously, you can see one in the distance, but I'm not... I'm not around a lot of cars, but it doesn't like tank the FPS, so to speak, because I've changed a few settings in the graphical department for that, how many cars are in the distance and stuff like that, which helps. But yeah, basically you're just sort of running or looking at the FPS. But as I said, just be mindful. Donington especially, I've noticed at Donington you're looking between the sort of 70s up to the 90s maybe, or 80s, whereas this is sort of 80s, 90s, 100s. So it's certain tracks, as I said, are better on the GPU than others. But as you can see, that it's the FPS is pretty good. Obviously, I'm going to get nowhere near my 180 hertz what the panel is, because it's 1440p monitors. I know I'm only running an RTX 4080, it says only, but yeah, as you can see, that's a sort of lap around in the FPS. So now we're going to get on to the graphical settings. Okay, so let's go and look at the graphics settings. So settings, video, obviously the triples, obviously this is what it's for. So I run full screen off and triples. Full screen off for the simple reason I'm running resize Raccoon. I was running Windows Surround, or Nvidia Surround, sorry, not Windows, and it's been a pain in the backside. It's changed my settings. I can load up the computer and it'll change all my displays to 1080p, and the only way around it, you can't disable Nvidia Surround. It won't. If you go in and click off and try and sort of disable it, it won't. You basically have to sort of hard reset it. So it's been a pain in the backside. So I'm basically using resize Raccoon now, which is then means I can boot up my computer and I'm not going to lose my 1440p screen. So, but yeah, enough said on that. Obviously, the main part you want to see of what I'm running. Obviously, I've said the specs of my computer at the beginning, so you know sort of roughly, or well, what I've got, and sort of work from that. So I think you can tweak a little bit more. I think certain settings you could probably put to ultra and stuff like that. I'll have a sort of go through quickly, but obviously your FPS is going to then be sort of 60s to 70s, not sort of 70s to 90s, sometimes touching 100 as I've shown. So upscaling mode obviously is off. You cannot run DLSS with triples for some strange reason. It artifacts the main screen. It looks absolutely horrible. Not too sure about FSR with a Radeon card, obviously, because I've got an Nvidia graphics card, but yeah, I don't know. I think maybe it's similar. So obviously anti-aliasing ×4, this anti-aliasing, I've turned it off, FXAA off. This one I've got to high, level of detail high. As I said, you could probably put that up to ultra, and vehicle level of detail up to ultra as well. Obviously I've got them on high and high. Max cars ahead is obviously when you're racing. I only want to see 5, and obviously max cars behind. You could probably lower this if you want. I don't think it's going to make a massive difference. I have sort of upped it before where I put max cars ahead 10 and changed the max cars but behind to 2, and it didn't really make any difference. So filter and spectating, I don't understand what it tells what it is. Car visible, I'm not. I've left that off. Global illumination update frequency is medium. Ambient occlusion is medium. Like I said, you could possibly turn these down. Environmental reflections you could possibly turn up. Car reflections, maybe put it to medium, but high is where mine is at the minute. Shadows low, you can maybe put that up. Experiment sim shadows is off, so obviously that's not working. And screen space shadows half resolution. Grass density, another one, you could probably put it up to ultra, I think, and take a slight hit. Clouds I think are fine on high. I don't think you need to put them up to ultra. Exposure I've sort of left. I haven't really done. Depth of field quality high. Motion blur, I don't like motion blur in sim titles. Just yeah, I just have them off all the time. Now the mirrors are your preference really. Obviously I've got everything sort of maxed really. Mirror distance, you're sort of messing about a bit while you're in the car. Mirror capture mode and stuff I've got fixed. There's another setting through the view setting where you can change the mirrors, and I've, to be honest with you, I think I've got the max as you've seen the quality, and they're still not like as crisp as say the game. They are slightly distorted, so obviously I think they need to sort that. Doesn't seem to have a massive hit on FPS with it, and obviously running the triples you can see both wing mirrors, and obviously I've messed about with them, and like I said, there's a setting in game when you're in game for your view settings, go to mirror, and you can actually sort of line them up and have them adjust them all like actually in a proper car, which is really good. So I've got mine where I want them and the sweet spot, and as I said, it's not really affected my FPS. So but yeah, that's my settings. I mean, definitely let me know what specs you've got, computer or CPU and GPU. Obviously I think the CPU is quite low in this, and again obviously the game, I don't think it's really sort of, I think they've progressed it from the early a good few months ago. They've definitely helped the sort of graphical side, but I still don't think it's utilizing what it can do. So hopefully in a few months, 6 months, a year, or even when it comes out on its actual sort of alpha release, that it's they've done it basically like ACC, because ACC I'm sure I'm running sort of 120 130 FPS with everything maxed out on my triple. So yeah, it'd be nice to get that, because mine are 180 hertz monitors. Obviously I'm getting nowhere near that at the minute, but I'm happy even if it was 60, locked at 60, and didn't fluctuate at all, I'd be happy with that, to be honest with you. So yeah, to sort of be round sort of 70s to up to 100 at certain points, it is fine for me. But as I said, definitely let me know if you find this video informative, and yeah, as always, I'll catch you on the next one.